What's going on, guys? It's Luke 22SV here, back with a 10th round of the career mode here today for the British Grand Prix. Again, the inconsistent uploads, I apologise for that. I'm going to try and get back into it now, but I can't promise anything at the moment. But we're going to see how it goes over the next few days. I'm going to try and get into the upload, the rhythm of things again. But without further ado, let's get on straight into the episode. And today, I'm going to start off with just a rest in peace Antoine Hubert, who we lost in the Formula 2 on the weekend. Tragic weekend for the whole of motorsport, and my thoughts are with him and his family right now. But let's get on with the episode then. We've actually brought some upgrades to this race. We've overtaken Alfa Romeo and McLaren. We've now got the 7th best car, and we're moving straight on into the race. We've had a few footage problems. We're starting from P7. There's a wet to dry qualifying. We managed to profit from that, and we're starting P7 then as we head out for lights out and away we go. And it's a fairly poor start, as you'd expect in career mode. You cannot get a good start against these AI, but we get a better launch around turn 1, retaking our P7 away from Lance Stroll, diving down the inside of Nico Hülkenberg up into P6. So we've gained a position then off the start, and Romain Grosjean now is our next target. As you can see, it's a mixed up grid. We had a lot of footage going away. I couldn't get the footage into the upload studio because it just goes corrupt. But Stroll now fighting back as we head towards Brooklands and towards Luffield for the first time in this 13-lap race, 25% race of course. Now we've had a good start, and so Stroll managed to get past Hülkenberg as well. So Hülkenberg not having the greatest start to the race. So hopefully we can keep up with these guys because it's a mixed-up order. Both the Ferraris are well down the order, in both Vettel and Leclerc. As we go through Copse, cutting off Stroll, making sure he doesn't get past there. As we are having a fairly decent time now in the Toro Rosso after the last race where we just had a few collisions with Lucas Weber. I think we lost a friend there. But carrying on down then the Hangar Straight for the first time to end the first lap. Very good first lap then, gaining one position, and we're falling back a little bit from the top 5. But it's not too much of a long race. But we got 13 laps to see what kind of outcome we got. We've got Ricciardo, Perez and Grosjean ahead of us in midfield cars, so we could probably compete with those guys if we can get the pace down and see how it goes in the next few laps. But Lance Stroll closing in on us then, going through the first corner. Is he going to be able to make a move? No, as we head into the stadium section. Now it's the replay of the start. Both the Mercedes having a good qualifying in the end. You can see both the Ferraris well down the order there, and we could get through turn 1 ahead of Hülkenberg now as well. So we got past Stroll, we dive past him and take it over P6. So Perez is P3, Ricciardo P4, Grosjean P5. So it's those guys just ahead of us. The Mercedes is going to bolt off down into the distance. The Ferraris will be coming up the order as well as the Red Bulls there, both down the order as well. So we are the lead Red Bull driver in this race, with our Toro Rosso teammate actually there of Alexander Albon actually ahead of both the Red Bulls. So disappointing day for 2 of the top teams in this qualifying session. Unfortunately I can't show that because of the corrupt footage. It doesn't work on the upload studio sometimes. I didn't have a backup for it, so it's going to be a disappointing sort of video perhaps. But I'm going to come back stronger soon in Germany in order for future videos, and hopefully and get my YouTube back on track, start delivering some good videos again, because I've just been sort of out of sorts recently, and it's just I've been quite busy and it's kind of just been brushed to one side. But hopefully now I can get back into it, and hopefully I can start producing some good content. But yeah, after the end of lap 1, we're in P6, gaining one position off the start. We move on to lap 2 then, and it's going to be defending now from Lance Stroll, because we're not able to attack the guys ahead of us just yet. As you can see, Romain Grosjean and Co disappearing off into the distance. Lance Stroll closing in on us with a bit of a slipstream. But at this point, it's a pre-patch, so we've got the old terrible Honda engine still. So Germany's going to be the first race, which is going to be the current patch of the current code mass. I think it's 1.9 now. I think back here it's 1.4. So this is pre-update performance. Pre-update performance. So we are towards the rear of the order. So coming into Germany, we should have a much better car. We should have a much upgraded car, which is going to be perfect. And we can hopefully move up the order a little bit, because the first half of the season we've been well off the pace. in relative to the rest of the midfield, particularly in a straight line. We've had a couple of good races here and there though, but now we're starting to get our career back on track. Starting to impress the Toro Rosso bosses and the Red Bull bosses again. But hopefully we can do that on our home Grand Prix as well, as it is today in P6. And actually we looked like we were closing in on the guys ahead of us then, but we got out of shape coming out of the last corner. And now onto the start-finish straight. We got Stroll right behind us looking to make a move into turn 1. Is he going to make that move? He's got past us on the inside. We go back around the outside and there's contact between Stroll and Hulkenberg. We have to see what happened there, but we are still in P6. But Stroll and Hulkenberg having a little touch there. I don't think that's helped Hulkenberg's cause as well. He may have picked up some front wing damage there as well, so we'll have to see what happened there. Stroll down on the inside. We gave him enough room on the outside, but we hung it around the outside. Here's the replay then from Hulkenberg's car. He's looking to pounce on us. Stroll goes very slowly. He runs into the back of Stroll, loses a bit of front wing, and that's going to slow his race down. So that's good news for us, because that means Hulkenberg will be the slowest car on the track now and not us. But here we are then going on to lap 4. A bit of gap now. We've got a bit of gap to which is now Sebastian Vettel, who's got past Lance Stroll. So we're going to have to watch out for Vettel because he's in the Ferrari. He'll be coming towards us, and we're going to have to see, perhaps defend our position in P6 now. We're in a bit of no man's land. We're not able to catch up with Grosjean, Ricciardo or Perez at this stage. So we're going to have to watch out for Sebastian Vettel, who's come through the field a little bit here, which is good for him. You'd expect that in the Ferrari. Leclerc as well, he'd be coming through the field. So we've got to watch out for Sebastian Vettel over these next few laps, and the pit stop window is obviously going to be soon as well. So we're going to have to see if we can get the undercut perhaps on Grosjean, and see if we can actually pull the gap, because this is a long pit lane around his track, so the undercut could work. You're not going to come out in front of traffic in a 25% lap race, because the pit stop is about 30 seconds and the last car is not 30 seconds behind after 4 laps, so you don't have to worry too much about that. So if we can get an undercut, that would be perfect, but we're not going to come in on this lap. Grosjean, well, we are going to come in on this lap now. We decide to pull that undercut attempt, as we spoke to our engineer, box this lap, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to come in this lap then, pick up the undercut, let Vettel go. We don't want to waste too much time fighting him, and we get slowed down just for the 37-mile-an-hour speed limit. And now we come into the pits for the longest pit lane on the calendar. I think it might just be the longest just because of how slow you go through the pit lane. But here we are then, hoping to get through to our pit box, going ever so slowly. But yeah, there we go. There's our pit stop. And now we're going to make the pit stop and go onto the medium tyres, the yellow medium tyres. Hopefully we can pump out a good outlap and get back into a good position and see whether we can get an undercut on Grosjean or Perez or Ricciardo, because 2 of the Mercedes are down in the distance and we're not going to be able to catch up with those guys. So we're down in P20 then, the first guy to pit in this race. You may see some pit stops coming on lap 5 and lap 6, but for now we tend to be one of the earliest pit stops on this game, to be fair. In 25% lap races we've done, we have been one of the earlier pit stoppers. Coming on to lap 6 now, there's still no one has pitted, so people are more comfortable on the soft tyres than I am. I don't tend to be very comfortable on the opening stints, but we're feeling more comfortable on the medium tyres though. Hopefully we can pump in some laps, and if these guys aren't pitting, maybe we can get an undercut going and working on these guys in front of us. So hopefully we can see that we've used a lot of our ERS and we're just having to save it now. So that's going to be difficult, but we're 15 seconds behind Devon Butler, who's currently running in 19th, and the McLarens will have a huge boost as well. So the McLarens will be further up the order come Germany as well, which is good to see, because Devon Butler's been towards the back as well. But we're going to be up the order as well, and Alfa Romeo, I think they should be a little bit better. So the whole order is going to be jumbled up a little bit, but it should be interesting. It's like a little mid-season upgrades and whatever. Williams should be back to where they belong at the back in terms of how bad their car is in the real life circumstances. But we're still on lap 6 then, coming towards the end of lap 6. There's a few cars coming into the pits now, I believe, so hopefully we can get an undercut here. But it doesn't actually look like anyone's pitting yet until the next lap, so we'll see what kind of performance we can have. We're not actually setting any personal best at the moment, So we're just going to have to hope that those guys are going very slow as well. So we actually do set a personal best, sector 3, so move on to lap 7, and now we can just try and have a good lap 7, and hopefully we can actually come out ahead of these guys then, Perez and Ricciardo and Grosjean. We're pumping in some good times now, and hopefully those guys are on worn tyres. They're 7 laps old, doing more laps on the soft tyres than they are on the mediums, which is a bit confusing because how no one's pitted yet until lap 7. Normally several cars would have pitted by now, but they're holding it out for a while. Now he set a personal best, sector 1, using a bit of that ERS, and they're closing in on those guys very rapidly now. I think the gap's gone down quite a bit now between myself and Devon Butler. So we're closing on these guys, and now we can focus, and hopefully we can get ourselves into perhaps a podium position here, because Grosjean and Ricciardo and Perez were P3, P4 and P5. So that is a potential for a podium here at the British Grand Prix, and what a result that would be in front of our crowd, in front of our home fans. Hamilton is up there as well, so there could be potential for 2 Brits on the podium today. So we'll have to see whether we can actually get this undercut done, and whether we can actually get past these guys. Now there's a few people coming into the pits. Now we've set 2 personal bests, and surely this is going to help us move at least close enough to fight with these guys in front of us. We don't know how close of an undercut this is going to be, but it's been a few laps now since those guys, or since we have pitted. Now they're starting to pit, so several cars coming into the pits. Could there be traffic in the pit lane? That could also play a hand as well. You can see Verstappen's coming into the pits. Hulkenberg is ahead of us as well. He's in the pits. There's yellow flags ahead of us as well. So Devon Butler is out of the race. So that's disappointing for him. He was last anyway. Sergio Perez is in front of us though, so we haven't been able to undercut Sergio Perez. So that's unfortunate. That's disappointing for us. There's Sebastian Vettel as well. He managed to get past everyone. So it doesn't look like we're going to be on the podium today. It looks like Sebastian Vettel will be on the podium, as you'd expect, to recover that Ferrari up the order. But a disappointing then. But moving on to lap 9 now, we'll see whether we've been able to gain any more positions in the pits. There you can see Romain Grosjean, who is 1 position in front of us. Can we get past him? He's just got out ahead of us. So we're going to hang it around the outside, and we can move down the inside of Romain Grosjean. So we have managed to gain a position just about there. There's Perez and there's Ricciardo ahead of us. So we've gained 1 position there. Technically, we haven't gained actually any positions since Vettel is down the road, but we've gained a position on Grosjean. So we're back into a provisional P5. When everyone else pits, we should be P5, unless, well, Leclerc can do anything about it as well. And Verstappen and, of course, Pierre Gasly in the other Red Bull at the moment. But there we go. We're going up towards Cups Corner then on lap 9 towards Maggots and Beckett's as well after that. So can we get close enough to Ricciardo, who's now behind Sergio Perez? So Perez is enjoying this race so far, ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. Can we get close enough to Ricciardo? Perhaps here we can get DRS on Ricciardo. And indeed, we are getting DRS. We've got the DRS detection. Now we get the DRS available to us. Can we get close enough to Ricciardo? We've had to turn the ERS down, so it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get close enough, unfortunately, towards the back of Daniel Ricciardo. He's on actually the hard tyres as well, so he's pitted a lot later than us and gone onto the hard tyres. So unless he had no mediums, I would not have seen the reason for him to go onto hard tyres. But there he is. He's on the hard tyres. But it looks like we're not going to be able to actually get close enough to these guys. We might have to focus on defending from Romain Grosjean, who's actually closing in on us as we go towards the first corner of this lap. And lap 10, he's going to be getting DRS for sure as we move up into P8. Still a few cars left to pit, so that is good news for us. Lando Norris now leading the race actually for McLaren at his home Grand Prix. But yeah, there's a few Alfa Romeos as well that have yet to pit as well. So we're in P8, and can we defend from Romain Grosjean, who looks like he's going to get DRS? We've had to put our ERS turned up as well. He goes to the inside. He looks like he's going to take P8 away from us. We lock up, we go wide, but Romain Grosjean's managed to retake the position, and now he gets back ahead of us. But can we fight back coming out of the Luffield and Woodcote onto the old pit straight as we head towards Cups Corner? How are we going to be able to fight back? We had to turn the ERS down again to save up for perhaps another DRS shot at Romain Grosjean onto the hangar straight. We're going to go through Maggots and Beckett's now. Can we stay within a second? Now we turn the ERS up to give ourselves a fighting chance of getting past Romain Grosjean again and retaking P5, which will what to be at the end of the race. But now we can get DRS. Can we get close enough to Romain Grosjean? He's got a much better engine than us at this point, and now we are getting a good slipstream. We're going to head to the inside and we're going to overtake Romain Grosjean again, retake that P8, which should be P5 when everyone pits. So we're up into P8 then, retaking that position away from Romain Grosjean. Now we just got to try and stay there for the rest of the race. We're not going to be able to close in on Daniel Ricciardo or Sergio Perez by the looks of it, unfortunately for us. We head on to P11 then, lap 11 I should say, and Grosjean again going for it towards turn 1. We're up into P6 and Grosjean stays in P7, so it looks like it's going to be a good result then for us. We're going to be able to actually finish higher than our qualifying position then as we move on to lap 11, and perhaps there's a Ferrari that's managed to actually, another Ferrari, maybe Leclerc's got ahead of us too, currently still in P6, so maybe someone else has managed to get past us in the pits, but there we go. Now Grosjean again going on to lap 12. We've got 2 laps left. Grosjean trying to get past there, actually slows himself the lot down there as well by trying to go past us in turn 1, pulls out of it very rapidly, slows down, and we keep hold of P6 whilst Grosjean is in P7, and hopefully now we can just go towards the last 1.5 laps of this race and pick up a good result in front of our home crowd, and P6 would be an awesome result for us in terms of solidating ourselves in the Toro Rosso team now. I haven't been the only guy to actually score points for Toro Rosso so far this season. We should be technically their best driver, and the one they would look towards putting in a Red Bull car in towards next season, or maybe towards the end of this season. We've seen Gasly get swapped out in real life, so maybe at some point Gasly will get swapped out in this game too, in this career mode. But we head through Maggots and we head through Beckett's for the penultimate time, and we actually look like we're closing in on Daniel Ricciardo a little bit here. So Daniel Ricciardo, has he got a bit of a problem with his car? Can we close in on Daniel Ricciardo now? But that battle with Grosjean maybe slowed us down a bit. It's 1.7 seconds as we head through sector 2, and we're looking to perhaps get close enough onto the last lap. Maybe we can get DRS on the last lap. That will keep us close, and perhaps we can get a move on Daniel Ricciardo and put us up to P5 again, and that would be perfect. And I actually made a miscalculation. We were in P6 before, and we're still in P6 after. For some reason I thought we were in P5. Again, I'm very rusty. I'm sure this video is going to get disliked or something. I wouldn't be surprised. It's probably been one of the worst commentaries anyone has ever put themselves through, if they've got this far. But hey ho, I'm going to get better, I promise. Yeah, we head on to the last lap then, and Ricciardo's ahead of us now, and we're closed in on Daniel Ricciardo. But is it going to be close enough towards the hangar straight? We're 1.9 seconds behind him, so it's going to be close enough. It looks like he might have a bit of an issue. We're looking very close now as we get through Luffield, and now we get through Woodcote as well. So, and now onto the old international pit straight. We head towards Copse Corner for the final time, and hopefully we can get close enough to Daniel Ricciardo. Is it going to be close enough? At the end we have to go really quick through Maggots and Beckett's, take the best line possible, take a lot of risks to get through, and hopefully we can end up getting close enough to him. Now we look close enough to Ricciardo. Can we get a move? Then on the last lap we're going to have DRS. Can we get it open? Yes, we have. We've got DRS. Are we going to be able to take P5 away from Daniel Ricciardo? We've got Hot Lap and we've got Rich. Are we going to get close enough to Ricciardo? On the last lap we're getting very close, antagonisingly close. And agonisingly close as we head towards the final corner of this lap. Are we going to dive bomb him? We look to go down the inside, just about avoid making contact. A very over-ambitious move, but it was a move you thought about making. But fortunately we didn't collide. But P6 then, that's a good result. We gained the position off the start. Could have been P5 at the end, but it wasn't to be. A good result nonetheless, and 8 solid points for our championship. Well, that will help Toro Rosso big time down at the bottom end of the table. But Lewis Hamilton wins his home Grand Prix, the light for Mercedes and Toto Wolff. So we'll see what the standings are in just a second. Hamilton winning from Valtteri Bottas, and Sebastian Vettel recovering Ferrari's dismal qualifying to take a podium, which is about what the best he can get in real life as well at the moment. But there we go, we can see the end results. Now Hamilton winning from Bottas, Vettel, Perez doing very well in the Racing Point, Ricciardo, myself, Grosjean, Leclerc recovering to P8, Stroll and Gasly getting into the top 10. Verstappen not even being able to get in the points there today, so disappointing result for him. And now we look at the standings. Hamilton leading the way by 20 points from Bottas, Vettel, Leclerc. We're up into 12th now on 14 points, so that's launched us up the table, almost into the top half there even. But a fantastic day for us, and a fantastic day. We move up to 7th ahead of McLaren and Alfa Romeo and Williams, and that's perfect result. Probably the best we can hope for now in this season is P7. Wouldn't expect us to actually be able to catch up to Racing Point or the Haas or the Renault. Even with the update, that will be coming to the German Grand Prix, the performance update. But that's going to be the end of the episode there, guys. I hope you have enjoyed that. If you enjoy really bad content, that is. Yeah, hopefully my content will improve over time. Get back into the YouTube thing now. But like and subscribe, and I'll see you very soon for the German Grand Prix.